Hey guys, so today we are going to learn about alphabet charts or ABC charts in the classroom and how they can benefit your students, especially kindergarten, first, and even second. Because I know the COVID gap kind of pushed some students behind, just learning online, which is completely understandable. No one wants to learn online all the time, but this can help them so much. So you can get ABC charts online or with kits. I have this really cool kit that I have. It's Word Study Single First Grade set, but it can work for kindergarten, first or second. And it comes with all these magnetic letters, a marker board and a marker, but it also comes with this plastic sleeve, which is so great in the classroom, whether you're doing math or reading, really any subject, because it allows you to use these papers for longer so they don't get messed up, because we know students like to mess things up. So this is the ABC chart that was in my kit, and I love it because it has pictures, it has lower and capital letters, it has a space where they can write a word down here and connect it with the letters. It's just really nice. So I'm going to show you 5 activities that you can use with your students using an alphabet chart. So the first one is match letters to an alphabet chart. So for this activity, you're gonna give your students either cutout letters or these magnet letters that we have in this kit. You're gonna give them one set, just A through Z, and they, preferably individually, but if you don't have enough, it could be in pairs or groups, match the letters to the alphabet chart. So preferably in orders, like A, B, and once they put one on there, so we have the A, have them put the A, and once they do one, say apple. So you want them to name the letter, name the sound if they can. If your students aren't there yet, it's okay. Just scaffold it however you need it. But apple. And you can just have them, on the table, and you could just place them there and then keep on going. So that is the first activity, and I think it's really nice for them to recognize just ABC order, how they go, especially just even recognizing the letter, the sound, a word that goes with that letter. So that activity is the first one. So I feel like these activities kind of progress, and you can even kind of do them, maybe not back to back, it might take a little longer, but it's nice, like it's almost a progression in a sense. So the second one is find the letter on the alphabet chart. So for this one, you're simply going to name out a letter. Preferably everyone will have an ABC chart in front of them. And like I said, you could get it online, just print them out, maybe use these. If you don't have them, it's okay, because they're not gonna really be writing on them for any of these activities. For others, you definitely could, but just to keep them protected. So for this one, find the letter on the alphabet chart. So you're gonna name a letter. So name, let's see, C. And also a good trick, I feel like with this, or not really trick, just helps your students out, especially if they're a little behind or just beginning to learn the alphabet. Start with the first row, like do C in the first row. And you can even say, okay, in the first row, look for C. And they'll hopefully point to C, and all of them are gonna say C, and maybe like C, cat, or even like C, cat, if they can. And then maybe move to the second row, then the third, fourth, fifth. And I think that allows them to have a few to choose from, and not just be like, oh my gosh, there's 26 letters here, like which one is it, So that it's not as overwhelming for those beginning learners. But once they progress, you can definitely just, the first time, okay, find, and and they'll be more comfortable and confident with it. So repeat that as much as you want, go through it all, and then maybe pick a couple just everywhere. However your students respond to that, and you know your students more than anybody. So do this according to what they're ready for, of course, with any of these activities. So the third one is name a word that begins with that letter. So I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, find this letter, and you can go by rows or you can do anything, but this is probably performed after that one, so they might be more familiar. But find the letter P, and they'll point to P on the chart, P, and tell them, okay, now brainstorm. What is a word that begins with P? And maybe encourage them, maybe at the beginning it's okay, but maybe encourage them not to say like pig, because that one's on there. Maybe like, okay, try to challenge yourself. Think outside of the box, not just what's on your paper. What's a word that begins with the letter P, the sound P? So really have them think and have them answer, maybe like even everyone answer, just like, what'd you say? What'd you say? And if it's the same thing, like that's okay, just to allow them creativity and allow them to interact with the activity. I think it's great. Like they usually want to talk to. If they don't, that's okay if they couldn't think of one. But I think that's a really great thing to do with your students. But do as many as you would like. You could go through all of them or go through a couple a day, however you'd like. So we have 2 more. So the 4th activity is find the letter that makes that sound. So this is still pretty similar, and they're really simple, but they allow students to really interact with the alphabet and the ABC chart. So you're going to say a sound instead of a letter. So instead of saying find B, say find on your alphabet chart the letter that says B, B. So, you know, they'll look, and you can even do row by row with this one as well, but hopefully there's like B. So they'll know it's this one. And then once they say it, they should say B, B, ball. And maybe even like have everyone say it together and be like, okay, don't call it out, don't. And then it's like, okay, 3, 2, 1, B, B, ball. And you have to remind them, because sometimes I want to say like B first, but you can even say B, ball. Since we're focusing on sounds, they should know it's the B, hopefully. But just to say like B, B, ball. I think that's really good to go through all the things. So repeat that one as many times as your students need. I think that's really fun too, to recognize the phonemes, the sound. So the 5th activity, the final one, is name the letter that begins that word. So this is going to help students recognize that initial sound. So we are going to say not a sound, not a letter, but a word. So let's say that I say the word fish. Find the letter that begins the word fish, fish. And hopefully they point to the F. And of course I used a word that's on here. So they probably didn't even look for the F, they just saw the fish. But I think that's okay, like with the first 1 or 2, just to get them, okay, this is what we're doing, this is the activity. So fish. So hopefully they look at it and say F, fish. And also something very important is to pronounce the letters appropriately. Not the letter, well, yes, the letters appropriate, but the sounds. Because I know I struggle sometimes, and I've had to work on it, and I still fall short of it, my country accent. And you can kind of pronounce the sounds a little wrong. So just to be aware of that, especially with your students, because they're going to do whatever you say. They're going to, however you say it, they're more than likely going to say it. And so like with W, you don't want to say w. You want to say w, like short. Keep it short. Or like H, don't say h. Say h. You know, like really short. Try to lose your country accent just for a little bit with your students. And that would help them a lot. But you could, when you say fish, hopefully they point to the F and say F, fish. But then to kind of grow into the next ones, you can say like, you can say a word that's not on here, obviously. You can say like bear. What's the letter that begins the word bear? And for my alphabet chart, it might be for yours, but mine is ball. So that would actually have them thinking of the actual letter, not just the picture. But it's okay to do that for the first maybe couple, but definitely challenge them once you do a couple. So, and do that as many times as your students need, just like all the rest of them. That's basically how to use an alphabet chart. There's so many more activities I'm sure you can use with an alphabet chart. These are just 5 simple ones that really allow your students to see the letters, the sounds, words, like initial sounds in the words. So I hope you can use this in your classroom with your students and hope they benefit from it. Just thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye.